and welcome back to another fucking video like this. It's not really like something I'm gonna do differently. I always do videos like these when I just want to talk about shit that needs to be talked about, and that talked about subject is Motorfest. Now, so specifically the year 2 update. Not all of it, of course, because I'm not going into an entire fucking biography on this update. This video is about Motorfest because there's, good things on this update and then there's bad things on this update. The bad thing I'm gonna get to last because I want to get to the good stuff first. The good stuff that I like that they did for year 2 on this update. Before I get to that though, like and subscribe. Yeah, go ahead and get to it. The good things that year 2 has done for Motorfest. One thing granted, it's not really much of a plus because it's not a mode on its own. I know somebody gonna get mad at me for saying that. So, you want that shit to be on all the time? Yes, the fuck I do, bro. Dealing with dive bombers and motherfuckers that just refuses to use the brakes on turns, especially on the new routes. They refuse to use brakes, bro. And rather you just, take the turn regularly and nothing happens. You take the turn regularly and you just get straight misted into a fucking oblivion. Like you are in a whole different dimension, bro. You will not be found again. It's one of those situations. Aside from all that, they have ghost mode for Grand Race. It's not all the time. It just comes out whenever it feels like coming out, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those types of things. Yeah, ghost mode is now for Grand Race, and I'm gonna say this right now. It's a nice little feature, because guess what? It's amazing to see how many motherfuckers don't know what brakes are or just refuse to use them. And it's so clear as day that this is why so many motherfuckers wanted ghost mode in the first place. A nice little mode that they did, and it brings some use to Grand Race, you know what I'm saying? People can actually use the shit and it's worth it. The next thing will have to be the fact that, well, you can, of course, get the summit shit that you missed out on. It's a pain in the ass to grind because you have to do a bunch of shit, but at the end of the day, you can actually get the shit. And I think it resets every, new lineup of summits. So after this lineup, I don't know if it's every new lineup of summits or if it's every content update. It's not a bad idea, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe it just cycles through every new lineup that comes out. It just cycles through a certain amount of vanities and shit, all the good shit about the update. And now the worst thing, and well, not the worst, well, I guess the worst thing, but coupled with that is something that I hate that happened on this update. And I just recently found this out off of my own tests. And I'm saying tests as I just went on different games to test my shit, and I basically found out that this is actually a fucking thing. One of them I have to do is, of course, the rap editor. My rap editor on my main account still cook till this day, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is not making it out the hood anytime soon. I don't know how many times I had to complain about my rap editor to Ubisoft for these motherfuckers to even get the slightest acknowledgement that this is an issue that's been going on for an entire year straight. Still ain't fixed, you know what I'm saying? I'm still on that. I don't give a damn because it's been out for an entire year. This shit should have been fixed by now in year 2. This should have been one of the main priorities, honestly. But just like every other, glitch that is not worldwide, it doesn't get attention. And if it's not someone like me that's forced the attention, then it's never going to get noticed because, yeah, it is what it is. But another issue that comes out that I'm just now realizing that has been happening since this update is a new bug in this game that for some reason makes the steering input, it makes it not register half the damn time. And the way it works is that it'll work like it's intended, right? And then there will be moments when you're steering, and let's say you want to turn left, the registration on steering, it does not pick up like it should. And there's been so many times, even in Grand Races, where I will be turning and I will turn my stick and the car will not move. The car will just sit there going straight. And the next thing you know, then when I turn hard enough, that's when it picks up. And you don't want that to happen because it really depends on the turn. And I'm one of them niggas that like to have smooth steering. You know what I'm saying? Where you just tap the stick a little bit, you keep it at an angle, and your car will just stay steering at that angle. That shit was not happening. It would happen, but then it would just switch off bro, it's like going limp on the first time of beating some cheeks down. You know what I'm saying? That shit is tragic. And it would just happen so many times unexpectedly. Sometimes you could catch it, but then it's too late at that point because then it might just flip back on you again. It's GG's in the chat trying to battle that shit. And I already know a motherfucker's gonna try to chalk this up as some type of skill issue, which all I gotta say to this is we gotta stop using the word skill issue for shit like this where there are genuinely issues in a fucking game. Because shit just happens and you can't do nothing about it. We just need to stop doing shit like that, because that makes no sense. Just because it's something you don't have that somebody else has don't mean it's skill issue. And it's like the whole rap editor shit. It's not a worldwide thing. I don't think anyone is talking about this shit. I know my friend talked about how his shit was acting up lately. That would explain why his shit is acting up, because this update came out and whatever that update did caused the steering registration to not pick up like it should. And that results in a lot of like mistakes that you don't want to be making in Grand Race, because when you make one mistake and you're around a field of niggas, you're getting pile drive, bro. Your butt getting took, your face getting snatched, your arms getting dislocated, bro. Your whole entire torso is getting misted into 1,000 pieces. Like, you're cooked, man. The steering input is acting up, and of course, I already know, like I said, it's gonna be those weirdos that's gonna cause skill issues. I don't know if a lot of people are feeling this. I know my friend did, and he realizes that's what's going on. So I like the game, I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that I can play on my main account again on PC, that's a +1. It's just that it's just another receive or sacrifice situation where, you receive an update where your account will officially no longer be bricked because of the welcome pack, and have the RA Motorfest edition on both platforms available to you to use at all times. And the sacrifice is, well, some people just get hit with that bad input registration, and I'm just one of those. I'm telling you, man, I go through so much shit on this game that it's unbelievable. But yeah, that's basically it, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.